Today we are talking about the simple method that I use to stay consistent with my habits and actually follow through with what I say I'm going to do. My name is LaCresha and I've been a work from home mom since 2019. I started my business when my daughter was only 6 weeks old, and since then I have added another daughter to the mix. So I have found that it is better to create habits rather than trying to create a schedule. During this video, I'm going to share with you the 5-step process that I call the SCORE method that helps me stay consistent and follow through with my habits. And if you are wanting to manage your time better as a work from home mom, go ahead and grab the free productivity power pack. It will help you get started with a simple cleaning routine, planning your day, all of that fun stuff. So grab the free productivity power pack. The link is in the description below. And before we hop into the SCORE method, I'd love to know, what is one thing that you feel stops you from staying consistent with your habits? All right, so let's hop into the S of the SCORE method, and that is to set your intention. What I mean by set your intention is to decide when you are going to make time for the new habit. So a lot of people say that they're going to start working out, but then they also say they don't have time to work out. So you can't work out if you don't have time to work out. So you have to actually make time for the new habit. So decide, I am going to do whatever task at whatever time on whatever day. So I am going to clean the kitchen at 11 o'clock on Monday morning, right? So just be specific, just so even if it doesn't happen at 11 o'clock, right? Because I don't really believe in scheduling things out that don't need to be scheduled. So if I'm here all day, I can clean the kitchen all day, so I don't have to technically do it at 11 o'clock, but just kind of knowing in my brain, like I want to do this around 11 in the morning before the day gets more hectic, then that kind of like sets my brain up to know like, okay, let's get this done as soon as possible so we're not thinking about it the rest of the day. So set your intention and decide what task you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and if there's a specific day or location or whatever details need to be ironed out, go ahead and iron out all of those details so you can decide ahead of time that you're going to get that task done. The C of the SCORE method is to commit. Whenever you get that little voice in your head that says, I don't feel like doing this, I can do this later, commitment is what's going to help you push through that little voice. So you want to make decisions ahead of time that is going to increase your chances of actually following through with what you say you're going to do. So whenever you commit to, say you want to start doing the laundry regularly, because if you're anything like me, you just have piles of clean laundry sitting around. One thing that has been helpful is just getting rid of all of the extra laundry baskets. So I have like three baskets that I use for clean laundry. If I wanted to, I could get rid of 2 of those baskets and just only have the one. I couldn't keep just filling it up unless I wanted all the clothes to fall on the floor. It kind of helps you along the process of like, okay, I only have this one basket, so I have to put the clothes away. Or if you want to stop hitting your snooze button in the morning, then I know on the iPhone, you can remove the option to hit snooze. So if you constantly hit the snooze button, then take that option off and put your phone across the room, so you have to actually get up in the morning and you can't hit the snooze button. Like, you have to get up out of bed and turn your alarm off. Or like I said in a previous video about how I manage my home and my business like a CEO, which I will link up there for you. But in that video, I talk about how I set app limits. So this is how I commit to not spending all day on social media. I want to limit my time on social media, so I set app limits that will just kick me off of the apps whenever my limit is up. Commit in advance to accomplishing this goal and do whatever little voices in your head is going to try to stop you, or whatever little things like having too many baskets or just giving yourself free range of how long you spend on social media, things like that. Limit that ahead of time so that you increase your chances of following through with your habit. The O of the SCORE method is to overcome procrastination. When people procrastinate, it's usually because we are thinking of the big picture and we're thinking of all of the steps that it's going to take to complete this task. What helps is to actually think of the first step. So just tackle one little baby step at a time. Instead of thinking about, I need to organize my entire pantry, just start with, how can I organize this one shelf? What's the first step? And that's like usually to just take everything out off of that shelf. There's your one step. So that will help you with procrastination. And usually procrastination is more of a mindset block because you are catastrophizing the task, so making it a much bigger deal than it actually is. So if you want to stop doing that, then you have to change the way you're thinking about the task and just focus on that one little baby step instead of thinking about the entire task and all of the steps involved in that task. The R in the SCORE method is to reward yourself. I have found that it is better for me to reward myself before I start the task rather than waiting until after I do the task and trying to use that as like kind of dangling a carrot in front of my face. Whenever I have to get something done, let's say I really want a cookie, I will go ahead and eat the cookie and then I do the task, because I find that that hit of dopamine, that happy feeling I get from eating that cookie, is enough to motivate me to keep going, rather than me thinking like, oh, I have to clean the kitchen and then I get the cookie. Like, that doesn't work for me. So I find that rewarding myself before the task actually gives me the motivation to complete the task. So you play around with that, whatever works better for you. But I have found that the reward comes first and then I complete the task. And then I might reward myself again. The last part of the SCORE method is the E, and that stands for evaluate. And this is whenever you go back and you evaluate what worked and what didn't work. So this is how I realized that rewarding myself first actually increased my motivation and made me procrastinate less. So you want to evaluate what is working for you and what is not working for you. So when do you find that you're getting most tasks done? Are you doing something in particular that is helping you get that task done? Like for me, I know whenever I get new cleaning supplies, that helps me actually clean more. Or whenever I feel like very focused in my business, like I have so much clarity and I know exactly what to focus on, then I actually come in the office and I work and I get it done and it feels so easy. So what have you found that is working for you? What have you found that's not working for you? And that is the last part of the SCORE method, is just to evaluate what's working well and what's not working. So that is the SCORE method. That is the 5-step process I use to stay consistent with my habits and follow through with what I say I'm going to do. And if you are ready to start creating simple habits that help you manage your time and your energy without creating a strict schedule, grab the free productivity power pack, and I will see you on the next video.